Hello guys and gals, this is Boardspawn What Ifs here, and this is going to be part 2 of What If Female Deku was a Vigilante. And now, in the last part, we left off with, well, Izumi meeting Toga for the first time, her finishing the mask for Kage, and also, well, her making Stain's katana. And so, as now we, well, move on to Izumi, who is currently in her workshop working on something. And, well, at this point it has been 2 weeks after she had finished Stain's katana. And now, as Izumi is working on her new little side project, someone enters the room, that someone being Toga. And, well, Toga simply says this. Hello, Izumi. How's it going? With Izumi essentially saying good, and then after saying that, gets back to her work almost immediately. And well, Toga is a bit annoyed, but well, as Toga simply goes to Izumi and asks her if she can make something for her, with Izumi responding, I'm currently making the outfit for Kage, and I'm currently working on one of my side projects. So after I finish this, I will be able to do whatever you want. With Toga simply saying, come on, can you please do mine before you do Kage's? With Izumi responding, right, I'm sorry, but Kage wasn't the one who tried to stab me 2 weeks ago. Or the first day we met. With Toga simply saying, that's what I do to people that I like. With Izumi simply stating, what exactly do you want? With Toga simply saying, I would like, well, the same thing as Kage, a new suit and a mask. With Izumi, well, saying, okay, be a bit more specific. Or do you want your suit to be more agile, defensive focused, or what exactly? With Toga simply, with Toga saying, well, I want it, to accompany my work. And at that point, Izumi simply starts thinking to herself. She knows of a couple of ways of how to make a suit which Toga could want. And that's when Izumi says, alright, I have a couple of ideas going around my mind. When I finish Kage's suit, I'm going to start making yours, alright? And that's when Toga simply asks her, when exactly are you going to finish Kage's suit? With Izumi simply replying, well, it's almost finished. I just have to finish, some of the more technical bits and pieces of the suit, but after that, I'm gonna start making yours. With Toga simply jumping in excitement and then hugging Izumi tightly, and then, leaves the room. And now, as we, go to Kage and Stain, who are currently on a mission. This mission being to kill a hero. Albeit this hero has been, let's just say that for him being a hero, he wasn't exactly acting like one. Because, some of his offenses are, let's just say that he doesn't help people unless they, pay him. And on top of that, he also harasses girls. Or women, not exactly girls. But Stain dislikes him, or, And Kage is always following Stain because, every single person which is in the facility believes in Stain's moral code. Fake heroes and all that. But, as Kage and Stain are currently watching over this hero, whose name is simply going to be Hammerhead, because his quirk essentially allows him to, make his head a lot harder than it's supposed to be. So he can break full, let's just say he can break or go through if he charges up, half a meter of steel. So yeah, that's quite powerful. And on top of that, he is also an expert in martial arts. So yeah, but as Kage is, well, watching over him, he uses his quirk. This being. And yeah, as Kage uses his quirk, which is, if any of you guys have forgotten, he can essentially make, well, image manipulation. That being that he can make several people at once. It's essentially that he makes clones which, well, are just clones. Essentially shadows. But yeah, they look real enough, and when the hero sees that, he essentially sees 5 thugs. Yeah, the hero immediately uses his quirk and rams into them. The only problem being that as soon as he does go, well, reach one of them, the thug disappears, and, well, just as Hammerhead lifts up his head, he sees a flashbang right in front of his face. Yeah, that being one of the gadgets which Izumi had given to both Stain and Kage. Needless to say, when that exploded, Hammerhead was blinded, and after that, Stain simply jumps and cuts off his head. That being his neck, but still, you get the point. As Hammerhead falls to the ground, Stain simply tells Kage, good work. And, well, Kage also tells him that he should also probably thank Izumi for making all of these gadgets for them. Because, yeah, let's just say that Izumi had made quite a few gadgets, all the way from, essentially, GPS and to holomaps. Essentially, what the holomaps are is that, well, let's just say that several satellites, which are in space, were hacked by Izumi. And yeah, whenever they use these maps, they can see an area of about 1 kilometer around them, along with the people who are there, and they can also designate the different dots on the map as their targets. So yeah, quite useful. But just as Stain is going to go back up on the building, something catches his eye. That something being a bullet which passed right through his left arm. And yeah, at this point, Stain has absolutely no clue who the person essentially right in front of him is, because it doesn't look like a police officer. And it's not. These are actually, well, special ops of the Japanese military. Because, yeah, let's just say that Izumi's father, his reputation had gotten a lot more, well, worsened, because his daughter had killed a policeman and also, well, running from the law. And on top of that, she also went into their house and took a bunch of things. So yeah, he sent a special detachment of special forces to hunt her down. And after gathering the evidence for the past couple of months, they realized that Izumi is probably working with Stain, because some of the gadgets which were left on the scene, let's just say that her father, yeah, he didn't exactly hate the gadgets she made, because what she made was extremely advanced. And yeah, as soon as he saw those gadgets, he knew that was her who made them. So yeah, the Special Forces unit, which is currently consisting of 5 fully armored and armed, well, Special Forces, yeah, let's just say they have been hunting down Stain and Kage for quite a while. And at this point, all of them open fire. Yeah, before they can do anything though, Kage uses another ability which his quirk has. He essentially teleports Stain. With where Stain was supposed to be, Kage puts, well, a fake image of Stain, while the real Stain gets teleported right next to Kage. And after that, with the Special Forces basically see how several of their bullets go right through the hologram, or, well, the fake Stain, they immediately know what's up. They use grappling hooks to get on top of the building, and that's when they see Kage and Stain, well, making a run for it. Because, yeah, Stain, however he might be good at martial arts and swords and all that, he isn't to the point where he can deflect bullets. And yeah, as all of them are running, that is, as Stain and Kage are running, Kage notices that the special forces are right on their tail, and just as the sniper, who is a part of the special forces, is going to shoot, Kage quickly takes out a custom-made gun, which Izumi had made for him. Essentially, it's a gun which can only have one bullet in it, but let's just say that it's quite literally a miniature sniper rifle. And yeah, because the mask which Kage is currently wearing has essentially a scoping feature, that bullet, his mask essentially, well, completely, well, gets rid of any variables, that being wind, the force and all that. And as he shoots it, the bullet goes straight through the head of the sniper. After that, the other four special forces immediately start firing on them, with Stain and Kage both taking cover. Now then, because in the anime Stain only had essentially swords, throwing knives, and, well, throwing knives, let's just say that currently he has something else. That something else being poison darts, which are on a special mounted wrist gun which Izumi had made for Stain. And yeah, as Stain uses this essentially Gatling gun which shoots poisonous darts, he hits two of the Special Forces members. But sadly, one of them isn't punctured by any of them because of his heavy armor. But the other Special Forces member, Stain gets lucky and shoots one of those darts right into that guy's neck. After that, let's just say that a certain jellyfish poison, well, which was inside of those darts, starts taking effect, with the Special Forces unit being paralyzed almost immediately. And yeah, as he falls to the ground, the other three special, well, forces, as soon as they see what had just happened, they immediately go to take cover. Because yeah, Kage has essentially a pistol which is a miniature sniper rifle, and Stain having darts which can, well, paralyze you. The Special Forces unit at this point called for backup. Needless to say, the backup was 3 other teams in 3 Apache helicopters. That is not Apache helicopters, but essentially transport helicopters. And they were coming exactly to them. At this point, Stain and Kage know that something's up, because and they also can't exactly go anywhere, because they're on top of a building. And so, at this point, an operator who works for Stain, and is essentially in their main line of communication, has sent someone to them. That someone, well, being Ryuko. For all of you guys who don't know, this right here is Ryuko. Essentially, she has an ice quirk, which is much more powerful than even Shoto's. So yeah. And at that point, the Special Forces unit they're about to, well, throw several grenades at the position where Stain and Kage are. Well, their grenades get frozen in midair, and after that, they see someone wearing a fox mask, well, jump right in front of them, and right behind that woman wearing a fox mask, yeah, they were 15 icicles, rather large in size. Yeah, as soon as the Special Forces unit sees that, yeah, they know that they're fucked, as all 15 of those, well, icicles pierce their armor and kill them on the spot. With Ryuko asking if Kage and Stain are alright, with Kage saying that he's alright but that Stain got shot in the arm. Ryuko simply goes to Stain and then, well, seals his wound using her ice. And just as they're about to get out of there, their map, or holo map, well, it picks something up, that something being the 3 helicopters which had just arrived. Needless to say, Kage quickly puts another bullet into his pistol, or miniature sniper rifle, uses his mask to calibrate the proper distance, and shoots. That bullet goes through the main frontal window of one of the helicopters and shoots the pilot in the head. Needless to say, that helicopter goes down. The other 2 helicopters at this point have started firing at them with their machine guns. But let's just say that Neoco doesn't allow this to, well, go on for more than a couple of seconds, as 2 gigantic ice pillars are made and they essentially embed the helicopters, with both of them blowing up. And now, right after that happens, all 3 helicopters are destroyed, and Neoco, Kage, and Stain get the hell out of there. And well, yeah, they go, all of them enter an escape vehicle, which was, well, essentially the vehicle of how Neoco got to their position, and they leave. And right after that, we go to Izumi's family. As we see Rain, Arya, Inko, and well, her father Hisashi all sitting on a table. Or, well, yeah, as Hisashi simply tells Rain and, well, Aiko that they are going to be attending UA. And, well, simply putting it, they're quite happy about that, but that's when their father goes ahead and tells another thing. With that being that as soon as they finish UA, or as soon as they get their license, their main purpose is going to be to hunt down their sister. Needless to say, Rain is, well, a bit, not confused about it, but more, well, he's more like, why exactly don't you have the special forces hunted down? And that's when their father, Hisashi, tells them, I sent 4 special forces teams to go ahead and capture Stain and one of his accomplices. The first team was killed, and the other 3 were completely destroyed while they were in their helicopters. It's safe to say that special forces aren't going to do shit to get her. But the both of you have a good chance. Your quirks are much more powerful than me and your mother's. So, simply putting it, get on with it. As soon as you get your, well, license to be able to use your quirks and become actual heroes or even apprentices, I want you to find your sister. If you want, you can kill her on the spot or bring her to me. Either way, I couldn't care less. As long as she stops being such a large problem. And this entire time, Inko was simply staying silent, listening to Hisashi. And yeah, after that little nice meeting, they go on their merry way. With Aiko actually being the saddest out of, well, all of them. Because, yeah, she saw, well, Izumi, well, as her younger sister. Which she technically was, but not by a whole lot. But yeah, she was essentially the only one in the family who truly cared and loved Izumi. Her mother was the second one, but she was quite a bit distant. The third was Rain, who really didn't even care that much about her unless she was being bullied. At that point, Rain would essentially put a stop to it. Because yeah, he didn't want his sister going home beaten up all of a sudden. Mainly because of his mother would always scold him for not protecting his sister, because that's essentially what a hero should do. And then Hisashi, the one who verbally abused her. He didn't physically abuse her, at least not that much. But yeah, simply putting it, after that was finished, we move on to Izumi, who is currently working in her workshop. Now then, that's when she hears the news that Stain got shot. Yeah, she stops whatever she was doing and goes ahead and picks something up from her table or from her work table and goes ahead to see Stain. With Stain currently being taken care of by, well, one quirk user who has a healing quirk, although not a very powerful one. And that's when Izumi simply comes there and asks Kage and Stain, along with Miyuko, if they're alright. With Miyuko saying that her and Kage are completely fine, but that Stain got shot in the arm. With Izumi simply gets the thing she took from her workbench out of her pocket. Now, this is essentially a type of regenerative cream which she had made. Because, yeah, Izumi had in this time, well, hacked quite a bit of government, well, everything. Governmental military affairs, essentially several other hospitals, along with even UA was, well, hacked by her. Although she was kicked out of the system in about 10 or so minutes. But still, she could see that the ones who were, how do you say it again? Essentially permitted to enter UA early were her sister and brother. And yeah, usually how UA would work, that you would be sent there when you had, well, 18 years old, after you finish high school. But they were permitted to enter the UA early, when they were only 16. So yeah. But enough about that, as she essentially takes that cream and then, well, puts it on Stain's bullet wound. And, well, the first thing which Stain feels is pain. Unimaginable pain. But with the healing guy quirk, simply or the doctor, after a couple of minutes pass, sees, well, Stain's arm, with the entire hall being completely filled up with this cream, which then started to essentially regenerate, well, the muscle tissue along with everything else in his arm. Or at least in the part of the arm where he was shot in. With him simply asking Izumi if she has any more of that stuff. With Izumi saying, yes, I do, or at least I was planning to make some more, but if you want I can give you the proper research on how to make it. With the doctor simply saying yes to that, and now he is able to make quite a few of these creams, which are essentially regenerative. So yeah. But after that, let's say another week passes. Kage's suit has been fully finished, and essentially, well, it's like I said in the last video. It is basically the same type of suit which, well, assassins wore. It was completely black, because usually, or always, the missions of Stain and Kage would be taking place when it's night. So yeah, the suit was completely black. It had a cape which would essentially harden itself to stop bullets, or essentially make itself into a shield, which is powerful enough to stop high caliber bullets and even smaller explosions, which is going to be quite fun when Kage fights a certain explosion boy. But not about that. His main suit is, well, it is extremely agile and it also has great defense. So, simply putting it, if Kage got hit with All Might at 40% power, he wouldn't be knocked down. His suit was essentially made to disperse kinetic energy all around it. So yeah, the suit would be able to protect him against All Might's 40% punch, but anything higher than that would result in his suit, well, let's just say, be a quite a bit broken. But yeah, that was essentially Kage's suit. And of course, he also had some other gadgets. those being grenades, flashbangs, smoke grenades, tear gas grenades, along with, well, some of those medical creams, and also, well, guns, which he had on him. So, simply putting it, Kage had 2 katanas, throwing knives, along with his miniature sniper rifle, and also 2 SMGs, which he could dual wield, because yeah, why not? That was essentially his loadout, because his quirk was quite powerful if put in the right situation, but yeah. As now Izumi has started making Toga's suit, and she also finished her little side project. That side project being this right here. Essentially, it is a drone. It is about 1.5 meters, well, in length, and it also has quite a nice feature, because as you guys can see, the 2 things on the bottom there. This drone can act as, well, both a drone, and it can also fuse with Izumi's suit, which she's going to be making right after Toga's. Simply putting it, this drone can turn into a jetpack. Or, well, more like a hoverpack, but you get the point. And along with that, it is rather deadly, by the 2 Gatling guns which you can see there. And yeah, this was her little side project, and now she had finished it. And funnily enough, she calls this little guy RC. That's his name. And yeah, as now she's working on Toga's suit. And yeah, Toga's suit is, well, perfect for her quirk. Because the way her suit works is that it is going to be purely based on agility. It will also have quite good defensive capabilities, with the same thing being that of, well, essentially dispersing kinetic energy. If she gets shot by a bullet, instead of the bullet penetrating, well, her armor, it's rather going to, well, be dispersed. And also, another thing, her suit is going to have hundreds upon hundreds of extremely small needles. Whenever she touched someone on their bare skin, these needles would extend into their skin and start sucking away their blood into special containers which would be found on her back. And yeah, the suit also essentially made it like this. If she was to ever want to turn into someone, her suit was capable of getting the blood of whoever she had just, well, how do you say it again? Taken away. It dispersed the small bits and pieces of the blood cells all throughout her armor, or her suit. And so, whenever she drank their blood, her suit would, well, turn into that person, along with Toga herself, meaning that Toga was able to have that suit when she was transformed into someone else. So, rather powerful. But that suit is still, well, being built by her. And well, let's just say that Izumi's suit is going to be, well, quite high-tech, with her actually being able to make the joint on a jetpack and all that. Her suit is going to be, well, essentially purpose-built. Sorry about that. Anyways, I believe that I left off about saying what Izumi's suit exactly does. Well, basically, Izumi's suit is going to be a mix of, well, both agility, endurance, and defense. With her suit is, well, it's going to act like a second layer of skin than anything else. And so, Essentially, the second layer of skin, which she will have on her, that being her suit, is going to make kinetic energy almost completely, well, nullified by using several pieces of military technology which was supposed to be put into cannons. So yeah. But on top of that, on that second layer of skin, or well, a suit, she would be able to put plates of armor and really everything she wanted. Essentially, imagine the Master Chief's suit. Yeah, she could do something like that to it, although not exactly as advanced as that. But still, it was quite technologically advanced. And that was pretty much going to be her suit, or her armor, which she's going to be wearing. On top of that, she will also have, well, guns, with the most important one being the AK-12, which you guys and gals can see in this picture. On top of that, she's also going to have quite a lot of other guns. But you're going to see that, well, when she properly gets into a fight. But anyways, I hope you guys and gals had enjoyed this video, and judging with the time of day which it currently is, I hope all of you have a great day.